What's going on, guys? It's me, Shukushu. We are back with another Musume video. This video, we are going to be training Inari One. Again, I wanted to give her another shot, obviously. We've only trained her once. I haven't trained her off camera. Off camera, I've been focusing more on other Umas just to see who I wanted to use and all that. I'm still unsure who I would use as a third option. So Inari One will be a third option until I figure out that third Uma. But other than that, didn't really have any other options that I was okay with, to be honest. So the reason why I ended up back with Inari One. Although there might be an Uma I do want to try that has like maybe a G or an E on dirt. Maybe I'll try that, but maybe we'll try that for one video this week. We'll see what happens. As for the setup, well, pretty much the same setup as the last time we used Inari One. Dream Journey. I'm pretty sure this is the same because unless I went with 2 stamina, I'm actually not sure what I used last time, but I'm pretty sure I used this because everything else was still set up when for this. Nothing has changed in this support card setup when I was looking for my chaser setup. So I think it was the same setup as last time. Anyways, it is 2 speed with borrowing a Dream Journey and using my Still in Love for speed, Ayabe power card, Taishin wise card, Super Creek stamina card, and the speed symbol group card. And that is pretty much it for the setup. I think I'm pretty okay with this setup. I think it'll be okay, but if I really feel like I want to possibly get guts to 1200, I might just run 2 2 stamina instead. So we'll see what happens. Other than that, we're just gonna get the run started, and while that's loading up and all that, if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description down below. There's a channel called Circle Request for those who haven't joined a circle or are looking for a circle to join. You are free to join the circle that I'm in. It is called Shushu. Once you give it a search, hit request to join. It'll let me know that you want to join the circle. And then after that, head over to the comment section or to the circle request channel in the Discord server. Let me know that you sent the request on the Discord server. Or let me know that you sent the request on the comment section or the circle request channel in the Discord server. Let me know that you sent the request along with your in-game name just so I can make sure to add you into the circle and not somebody else. But with that being said, as the comments are loading up, we shall train her a few times and we should be good. Now tomorrow I mean, I say tomorrow, but tonight I'm actually back to the earliest time that I normally record. Tomorrow I will be going out early in the morning, so that is primarily the reason why I'm back to training at this time. But it might be a new back to, because for the last 2 maybe month and a half, maybe I've been jumping around between 2 recording times, at least for me. And I don't know. We'll just see what happens. tomorrow I do have to do something, so we'll just see how we'll end up in the future. But for now, it doesn't really necessarily matter between the two times that I've been recording at. So I think it'll be okay. I was supposed to record a little bit earlier, but then I ended up having to do something for a bit, so that kept me occupied for over an hour. But I do have the comments loaded up now, so we can start going over the comments, starting with, well, from what it seems, it's primarily just Nova and one Tanoki comment, from what it looks like. So with that being said, the first comments before we go over Tanoki's would just be Nova's, and then we'll finish off with Tanoki's. We'll just do this and then we'll rest. Yeah. Let's see. The first comment from Nova says, "You seem to not like Paco Poromai. You might be a Capano enjoyer." Well, I don't even have Capano to begin with. But out of all the Dirt Umas, I think, well, let's see. I think out of all the Dirt Umas, at the very least, I would say, because there's very few, and we're talking about those who has an A and not just a B. Would, well, let's see. Ricky. What was Furioso again? Was she a leader? I think so. I think she was a leader runner. Yeah, I wouldn't have mind Furioso. Capano Ricky, obviously, I've been trying to get her for dirt, but hasn't been going well. And I don't know who else I tried pulling for when it came to dirt. Transcend I skipped. Actually, most of these I skipped. It is what it is. All I can really hope is to just train whatever I have. But yeah, I don't know. Since training Hokotanuma, I've only trained her. I never really did use her on events because her outcomes normally came out as bad. Normally, from what I remember. So yeah, it is what it is. Nothing against the actual characters, just I just never have a good training with her. So maybe I should have tried training the normal Yukino Bijin. Maybe we could give that a try tomorrow. She does have a B, but for some odd reason her Valentine one has an A on it. It's kind of like Teo, the festival one, where they gave her an A in long distance, but normally it's just a B, but it is what it is. But Yao's black outfit accentuates the mountains. You know, Nova. Sometimes that's just not the priority. Sometimes that's just not the priority for uh most people, or maybe half the people. I don't know. don't know. I mean, I didn't say I hated it. I just said it looked, they could have made it a little different. Maybe a different fit or something. Something. By the way, Angel Beats collab and HBR coming this month. Ooh, I might have to try and catch up as much as I can then. This might be the time to catch up, but meh, I might just pull with whatever rocks I have remaining. I feel like we're both having a struggle with HBR. At least that's what it seems like, to catching up or keeping up. I don't know. I think I'll be able to do it. I say it like that because I haven't touched it in a while, to be honest. It's not like I didn't want to play the game or anything. I just had my focus on other games, or there was anniversaries, like obviously Wua, Wua, Starrail just had theirs a month before Wua, and then just different events and all that. Or I felt like it was a little bit more important, but that's my fault. I guess what I should say is maybe I'll see how I feel about the game after the Angel Beats collab. Maybe. Maybe that'll be the case. But to be honest, I think Eugen didn't do Anby's story at all. In a sense, that probably is it. He does more Bangaloo Fall Guys than he reads lore. Well, I mean, based on what he said last week, where he basically complained, or the last week or 2 weeks ago, where he complained that there was an update to the story because the story is going to be too long and all that. Well, it seems like Eugen didn't only not do Anby's story, he probably just doesn't know the story at all. As in, like, he didn't pay attention and probably just skipped, because he even complained about just skipping through because he had to keep clicking fast or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. It's like we both told him the story is actually pretty good, better than a lot of other games I've played, but here we are. What I will say, Soldier Zero is still the same Anby. It's not just a separate skin and all that. It's literally the same Anby, just using her old fit. And a different type, which explains the S rank. But I did pull Vector in her weapon. I didn't think she would be that great for the fire team. I think my Sharky's not built up enough to utilize that team. I think my Klukai Corrosion team is just more OP at the moment. I think that would make sense if you went all the way to Max Terrell. So that's not even a surprise unless you somehow maxed out everyone else that you pulled for, which I doubt it. So her being your OP team is not surprising. Sorry, I had to sneeze. I still feel like one more sneeze is coming. But I think that'll be okay. Nope, there it is. Honestly, I feel like another one's coming. Sometimes it's my sneezes just comes in storms. Storms. Imagine. No, at least 4 or 5 sneezes sometimes. Just one of those sneezes or moments, I guess. Uh, I don't think I fully built a purple character. Purple character, elite character, 4-star character, A rank, whatever you want to call them, in whatever they are in Girls Frontline, I guess. I haven't fully built one. I did think about building Sharky or Sharkery earlier, but I was like, what am I building her for? And I didn't really know. But now, so far, pretty much the only ones that are built are the ones I've pulled for basically just the S rank characters or the gold rank 5-star. Yeah, just basically those characters. Not all of them, because some of them I haven't touched, kind of like the free ones, basically like Papashka, Vepley. I think just those two. I think, well, I didn't really finish building Elicha, only because I started working on other characters before that. So, oh, I do want pink for this one, but yeah, we'll just have to make sure that we grab another pink one. I haven't really built anyone from the A ranks or purple characters. My goal this week is to do one character quest in Wuwa every day. I'm not doing the anniversary quest just yet. I want to make sure I'm caught up with everything else. I got Phoebes and Zani to max level and weapon level. Forte and Echoes will be a pain in the donkey to train. Contarella can be next in line, but Brent is going to be for my Chun-Li team anniversary quest. Another thing, was there an actual quest? Because I know there was the companion quest with Zani, which, well, I mean, based on the order, that it should be the last thing you do. Because it seems like the companion quest usually is the thing that happens after the actual main story. Because I don't know if you did the main story. Was it, what did you say you did last time? Let me check. After I rest, at least. Who did? I think you said you did Contarella's story last time, I think. At least in the last comment about Wuwa. Let me see if I could find that. If not, then whatever. This yesterday? No. No, I think this was probably from last week. I'm not sure. Now let me check here. That's, oh, that's during beach. Okay. I just wanted to check just to be sure. Let's see. I think the last time you did mention was Contarella's quest. I think. but I scrolled down pretty far, I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie, I did scroll down pretty far. Yeah, I probably skipped it or whatever, but after Conterolla's Quest, wait, no. There was nothing after Conterolla's Quest, right? Because it was the main story update. It was the main story update after the patch, and then there was also, I don't remember. No, it was Conterella. Now there's the main story, and then there was Conterella's companion quest. And then after that, in the phase 2, we didn't get a companion quest. Also, that means you missed out on some story. I'm trying to figure out which story you're talking about. Where are we? In the comments. One character quest in Wuwa every day. How many did you miss? I'm assuming Phoebe Brand. Antarella? I don't know. I'm just gonna let you tell me instead of me thinking here. I did say I was gonna get pink. Anyways, I think my Uma account is decent too. I just have to switch between Dolphin and free to play now. Like Noki said, I'm not exactly the brainless swiper. I do swipe when luck fails me. For the most part, yes. That is what it seems like. Although your Uma reasons doesn't necessarily feel like it's luck. It was more like Eugen happened for Uma, so I wouldn't necessarily call that luck, which is I say for the most part. Putting Uma on the side, I'm just focusing on other gachas. It's not my main game, so I never have that expectation. Also, I did go on hiatus for a year, so that just shows how committed I was to Uma. I guess that is true. But it was more so you just didn't like the scenario. So, yeah. I guess so. I guess so. It's true. Even for me, I mean, myself, I do enjoy Uma. It's just... it isn't, like, my main game. It just actually requires more attention than my main games. So... at least it requires my attention more on a daily basis. Compared to... at least it feels like, to me at least. Especially if I want to get better outcomes, because I could just auto and not care, but obviously I care, so I'm gonna do manual runs. Because honestly, my auto runs doesn't do as well, just in case someone says I gotta... just in case someone says during their auto they got like a UC or something, I'm just gonna be... or a UB, I'm just gonna be like, well, that's you, not me. That's all I'm gonna say. There must be a big difference in our support cards if that's the case. Moving on. Eugen's negative juju vibes reflects on Shushu's mind. Good for you might sound like how sad. It might. It might. It might. Or it could just be because, I'm just reading text, but basing off Eugen, it could very well mean how sad. Because from what it seems like, Eugen, we already had this topic for like the past couple times, past couple of videos. So you know, but patriotism. I'm just an enjoyer of politics and drama. It seems that everyone has their reasons. I will say that EN and CN dubs gripe me the most. Now that EN VAs are on strike, I guess mute characters are okay. Well, for the most part, yeah. The EN ones are pretty much on strike. But Hoyo did try to remedy that by basically, I think they signed a contract or something with a different company, studio for their voice actors. But it's been a while. I know a lot of the players are basically just mad at the ones who hasn't been doing their job in a sense. just, I'll just say it like that. So they were saying just replace him, but it's like it has been a while and they haven't really been things, so I guess it's fine at the same time. But hopefully things will start to get better on the EN side. Hopefully. But we're just eyes for those who care, we'll just sit and wait. As for me, if it gets a little too much on the muted side, and obviously I'll just switch over to the JP dub. But this studio is apparently the same as Wu was, if I'm not mistaken. I think. But it's being used by a lot of games, so other games that you do know or have heard of at least. The new Zenless character might power creep Miyabi. Kind of excited since I do like that feeling of using an OP character. I did say this, it does make sense for them to power creep Miyabi at this point since it is going to be the new version, and like they mentioned, void rank, so it makes sense that she'll most likely power creep. Also getting the new type treatment, it makes sense. Although it is sad, Miyabi still, although being power crept, I think she'll still be top in the top 3 damage dealers regardless. Think so. I think so at least. But we'll see how bad they power creep her. Let's see if they'll make any other changes or anything like that. If not, then I think Miyabi will be still within top 3, top 5 damage dealer regardless. Let's see. Here. No, but I don't want to do that. Whatever. Speaking of A-rank, I just did upgrade Nicole to max since I can't dupe Astra on every team, especially in modes where they limit you. I am debating on training the cat or not, but like I already have Ching Yi. Didn't pull trigger because that's like whatever. Where am I? Where am I? So maybe I'll just wait for a third character to share that synergy. I depends on. I'm assuming this is. I don't know what team you're doing this for. it's for Pulchra, and obviously it's for Anby. Know who your third character is for Anby's team unless you're trying to use the same that I do. So I don't remember if you pulled for Caesar. I think you did. Well, if you have Caesar, you can run the same team I do. Then Pulchra, Caesar, and Anby. Qingyi, you can just keep at Juyu in. Well, I guess depending when, but it's honestly up to you. Because for me, for the most part, it's either Astra or Caesar that gets swapped around. For me, at least. Like, Astra might end up with Evelyn, Miyabi, because Anby's team is pretty set up for me already with Pulchra and Caesar. Whereas if let's say we had to do like a 3-team thing, if there will be there is a 3-team thing with that other thing. I forgot what it's called. Well, there is the one where you have to get 9 stars. I forgot what it's called. I keep forgetting what it's called. What is it called? Deadly Assault, that one. The other one that resets like every 2 weeks. I think every 2 weeks. Or every week, one of those. That one requires three different teams. So that one had, this past week I used Astra with Evelyn. I think my teams were Astra, Evelyn, Lucy for the fire team. Obviously my Anby team with Pulchra and Caesar. And I did use Miyabi with, I think I just did Miyabi, Yanagi, and Vivian. I think. Sounds about right to me. I think I did. So yeah. Even with 3 teams, I still managed to have 3 full teams. Even based on weaknesses, so. Although I guess you could say technically Lucy is that 3rd character. I could, that 3rd character, because she is a supporter, so it helps out. Could be her, it could be Sokaku, depending who I'm feeling. I just like having different options. Are you pulling for Hugo? I do like him as a character, but he has ice, and we all know who the Ice Queen is already. That is primarily the reason why I said I wasn't pulling for Hugo. I did say that already, that I wasn't pulling for him. I think twice, 3 times already. Recently. I think I even said it yesterday's video. Or 2 days ago. One of those. Should probably make sure that I'm not... we're still okay. Since it's Dirt Umas, it's not gonna be during Hard Order Vixina. I'm also keen on getting Soybean Eye if she does come up. Soybean Eye? Is that you just trolling? It's alright if you're trying to joke around. It's alright. It kind of just went like... But I feel like it would be Espoir City, to be honest. Honestly speaking. Me realizing that I didn't necessarily use my dates too much, but oh well. It's okay. I'll still end up using it. Yeah, it is Dirt Umas. So if I'm assuming you're expecting this was for the banner before the League of Heroes. Help. I'm just saying that because it's funny. I'm disappointed that you didn't blame me for his Zenless account. Honestly, I could say the same thing. Blaming someone who has no control over your account. I don't know what to say to that. It's kind of just like excuse, but it is what it is, or just a funny excuse because it's Unova, and that's probably why he's doing it. But I don't like the consistency of or how consistent he is with the reasoning rather than just. Well, he did basically say he's building every character and all that, so it seems like he's just really slow paced in the game. Slow pace as in he hasn't really spent that much time finishing his characters, because honestly with the amount of time he's since the time he started, he had more than enough time to finish these characters. Because let's see, who did he say he was working on? Maybe later. I need to cover first Vivian and Anby. Anby should have been built already. It's been a while already. Vivian in like what, 2 weeks? In the sense that it shows how much time Eugen has spent in the game if he's still trying to build and be I guess Vivian technically, because I've had her done since the first 2 days, or first day basically. But that's comparing me to Eugen. That's a whole different thing. That is a whole different thing. So yeah, but it definitely reflects how much time Eugen spends in the game, and honestly, I kind of figured that just based on the comments, based on the comments we were from the past couple videos. So yeah, I'm just here for the vibes now. Quitting Uma isn't on the table, but meh, I'm not motivated right now. Nobody can help with that, unfortunately. Oh, that's true. If none of us were able to get you to train more before, besides your one time, but that was your decision, then no one's gonna, unfortunately, convince you or motivate you, because you were the guy who wanted Uma training to be short and easy. Well, now it's just easy with certain things along with the auto training. So and then I knew it, Eugen having more comments than me would be insane. That is very true, but he did have a good amount yesterday. And then let Noki berate me all he like. I couldn't care less. But he does bring up a good point. Taiwan Uma would bring me back to the fold, but I go by feelings whenever I want to play a game. Right now I have more excitement playing Wuwa though. I might be back eventually once I get excited again for Uma. If you want me to be honest. I don't think I've ever seen you really excited for Uma as much. As in like, You were never really like excited. You were like, oh, the Uma this, Uma that. Oh, I'm saving for whatever meta's support card. Or like even with when there's characters that you pull for, actually pull for like Gentle Donna and all that. There really wasn't like much of an excitement. At least that's what it felt like. So I don't know if you've ever actually been excited for Uma. At least that's how it feels like to me. I don't know if you've ever been excited for Uma. Maybe for Vivlos, but that was pretty much it. But I think you're excited playing Woo because there's so much you need to catch up with, so there's so much for you to do. So I think that makes sense. But other than that, thank you, Anova, for all the comments. Appreciate it as always. And the last comment, like I mentioned, is going to be from Noki, and it says, mostly spent the weekend refreshing my turf medium parents for June CM. Medium, who am I using? Probably the same culprits. Most likely will probably be like Orfurv, you know, the chasers, Orfurv, Duramente, leaders with Oguri Cap, Teo, because it is medium turf. Kita. I don't know who I'm gonna train. There's so many options when it comes to medium turf. So I don't know who I would bring. We'll see what future banners they have first. Maybe there'll be a banner that entices me, but I'm almost at 30k. So I'm almost to the point where me pulling for a cap in the future, because most likely they'll have a anime collab cap. Maybe that's the reason why they haven't released a third outfit for her yet, because it has been since the first Christmas celebration or event, since that alt has came out, and they haven't released a third one yet, so it makes sense for them to wait for the anime collab version to do so. At least to me it does. So all I have to do is wait, and when the time comes, I can pull for her. Hopefully they do make the anime collab one. It only makes sense for them on why they haven't released one in such a long time. But let me just. But made a fun pick. League of Heroes Uma though. OG Aino Muteki, who I got from metal tickets at some point. I think I had her, but in my second account that does not exist anymore. It does exist. It just hasn't been logged in for a long time. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on in that account. But are there any more dirt skills? Possibly medium skill. There we go. Other than the next banner could well invalidate my build, but hey, I'm having fun, and that's all that matters. As long as you're having fun. But with that being said, that's going to be it for all the comments. Thank you to Nokia Nova for all the comments. Appreciate it as always. And with that being said, it looks like we failed to get a 1200 on stamina from what it looks like. And then Guts is at a B+. I didn't get an S on anything for inheritance for the aptitudes, so unfortunately, I'm not really too stoked about this run. So let's see. Definitely, this is better than the first run, if I'm not mistaken. At least it should be. At least it should be, but better than the first one. So let's see. A UE9, not even a UD. Well, makes sense since I didn't get a at least stamina 1200 over, or probably would have made it the UD if I at least had gone stamina higher, but it is what it is. I'm not really gonna care here, just gonna pick and all that, but ended up with 1707 speed, 1183 stamina. We were a little bit off. 1314 power, which I'm cool with. 781 guts. It's all dependent on how much stamina, or if Beat Assembly or any other of the other Umas from like whatever goes to guts. And then 1231 on Wise with no S aptitude, unfortunately. But definitely this should be better than the last one by 5, so it was better. But with that being said, guys, that is going to be the end of this video. If you guys didn't make it this far, I do want to say thank you. If you guys can, hit the like button, subscribe button, leave a comment down below. Let me know. Let me know how you guys doing. I know prepping for the League of Heroes, if you guys are, or if there's anything else y'all want to talk about or ask me. Just leave it down in the comment section down below. As long as it's appropriate, I'll go over it. And if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description. There's a channel called Circle Quest for those who haven't joined a circle or are looking for a circle to join. Y'all are free to join the circle that I'm in. It is called Shushu. I feel like I said the same thing twice, but I don't know. But once you sent the request, I don't know why I felt like I said it twice, but once you sent the request, head over to the comment section or to the Circle Request channel and let me know that you sent the request along with your in-game name, just so I can make sure to add you into the circle instead of somebody else. But if I messed that up, my bad. I guess I lost track. But with that being said, guys, thank you once again as always. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.